जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन।
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Isman Bibi Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki John Aparman Saraswati Shishmati Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की इनसी के ही श्री विष्णु चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपिका श्याम कुंज राधा श्री गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की श्री मथुरा द्वारकापुरी धाम की श्री मायापुर नवदीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय जमुनामय की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जी गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ श्री गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की वर्तमान आचार्य वृंद की ब्रह्म मार्ग गौरी भविष्य संप्रदाय की गौरव प्रेमदन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की पिताजी गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the Samuel all glories to the Samuel all glories to the Samuel all glories Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shri Radhastami Mahotsav ki
Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Bhakti Center and the Radharani Festival. We are celebrating tonight the appearance of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki Jai. This is my lovely co-host for the evening, Radha Bhakti. Say Hari Bol Radha Bhakti.
Hari Bol Radha Bhakti.
See that? She does everything I said. Yeah, actually, you can. We're an interesting team. You see, I'm 20th century, show the phone. She's 21st century. So we have our notes in our appropriate century framework. We are going to have a wonderful celebration tonight, so we're really glad that you're here. We're going to embark upon an Abhishek first thing. They're setting up for that right now. After the Abhishek, we'll have a talk by His Grace Yashoda Dalal Prabhu, who is frantically trying to get out of New Jersey as we speak. Who isn't? After the talk, we will be having, we can say what this is, right? It's kind of a surprise, but we can say now, right? You think? Okay. It's the offering of lotus flowers to Sri Radha. So everyone will have a chance to come on up and offer a lotus flower. It's a very beautiful offering, a beautiful ceremony. And I encourage everybody to take part.
All right, so our first item of the evening, as you all know, will be an Abhishek. Who knows what the significance of Abhishek is? Because we didn't, so that's why we just asked all of you. We can't be the only ones laughing at our jokes, you guys. Give us something for it. Abhishek is a wonderful way to really honor somebody. And some of you might have observed that sometimes we even wash the feet of the spiritual master using different ingredients. What are some of the ingredients you've seen in Abhishek before? Water. Flowers. Mm-hmm. Honey. Yogurt. Yeah. Ghee. Thank you. Pardon? Honey. Yeah, thank you. And even Lord Krishna himself has bathed someone's feet before. Does anybody know who? Can you think of an example? Sadala Brahman, thank you. Dayal, good to see you. All right, so without further ado, we'll get this going. So this will go until, I think, 7:40. Right? And then at 7:40, we'll have the talk, and we'll see you back then.
Want to let them know about the periodic?
Okay. So Radha Bhakti was just sort of asking you questions informally, what are some of the substances that they feed. But from time to time through the evening, we're going to come to you formally with trivia questions about Sri Radha. So every now and then, just a little question, nothing too difficult. If anyone knows the answer, you win a new car. Which is a curse in Manhattan. So we're going to find a better prize than that.
I'm not going to go with the funding set cards.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Anyway, I don't got the car, but we'll be asking questions, so get your Radharani thinking caps on. And how far away from the Abhishek are we? We're going to start Kirtan now? Very good. Kirtan.
Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All together, all together. Very loud, very loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Radhe
everybody. Welcome to the Bhakti Center celebration in Radhastami today. Welcome, everybody. Haribol. Thank you so much, Kishore Chandra Prabhu, and all the rest of the Kirtaniyas for that beautiful kirtan, and to our pujaris for performing that gorgeous Abhishek. So for those of you who missed it, Yadina Prabhu and I will be your co-MCs tonight. And throughout the evening, we'll be peppering little trivia questions throughout, between each of us. So we have one for you right now. Just yell out the answer if you know it, and Yadina Prabhu is buying you a car if you get it right. All right. The first question is, when Radharani first appeared, her eyes were closed. Why is it?
Yeah, the first thing she saw was Krishna.
Wait, that was Jamuna Jaya. I heard her, but I didn't see her. Where is she? Oh, there you are. Can you yell it louder?
Because she wanted the first thing that she saw to be Krishna.
That's
Oh,
right.
New car.
You get a car.
Very old British. Okay, question number 2. Srimati Radharani has many, many names. What do the following names mean? This is a little tougher when the eyes closed. Let's see how you do. Somya Datri. Somya Datri. Somya Datri going once. Somya Datri going once.
What's about peacefulness?
Peacefulness, yes, yes.
That the
Who gives?
goddess?
Gives, yes, yes.
Gentleness.
We're collectively doing this, yes. Gentleness, generosity, kindness, you guys are right on the right track. A car each for them, so they don't have to share. Okay, that's good. What's that?
We like car sharing.
Yeah, that's right. Good for the environment, right? Rasagamya. Rasagamya. Anybody? Okay, so it's a lot more difficult. Rasagamya is the girl Krishna approached during the Rasa dance. Radharani. Not named in the Bhagavatam for esoteric reasons, which we'll not get into now. But it's her. Okay, how about this one? Krishna Vallabha. Those are names that you probably have heard before. Beloved of Krishna, yes! You want a car? You got it. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we'll have another question or two for you later on.
Could I trade my car for a trip to Varshana?
You know, you can't give devotees material prizes. He wants to trade his car for a trip to Varshana. You got it! Haribol.
Our next event tonight is a talk by His Grace Yashoda Dalal Prabhu. Please join me in welcoming him to the Radhastami. While he's making his way, just a short introduction about Yashoda Dalal Prabhu. Many of you, if not all of you, know him and love him. He has been part of the Bhakti Center community for the last 22 years and a dedicated member of our board. In fact, the president of the board of the Bhakti Center. He's also been serving as a mentor, both officially and unofficially. Many of us have been the beneficiaries of his kindness and mentorship. And tonight he will be speaking to us about the glories of Srimati Radharani. So without further ado,
Oh, can I have one to do?
Yeah, you can have a do.
One to do. You know, I've also been around here for a long time, the Bhakti Center community. And I've seen a lot of people here and move away. And they say, yeah, move away like a real far away, but you know, far enough it's kind of problematic to get here. And they always say, yeah, but we're going to still come and you know do the commute maybe less, but we're going to keep doing it. And Yashoda Dalal Prabhu and Sri Radhika are among, you know, maybe the only ones, or almost the only ones who have done that. Everybody, they come for a while, but it's arduous, you know, and they end up not coming very often. Yashoda and Sri Radhika, they keep coming. They move from northwest New Jersey. It's not easy to get here. They do it consistently. Thank you very, very much. No more ado from me.
It's audible? Hare Krishna. You see our beautiful Mulidas Radharani here up on the screen. I think Yadanath Prabhu and Radha Bhakti's adus were actually better than what I'm going to speak. So it's all downhill from here. I apologize. Before we start, let's chant the invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 I'm deeply honored and actually a little scared to speak about the most esoteric topic in existence, which is Radharani Tattva, the glories of Srimati Radharani. And I can only conclude that the organizers asked me to speak because they wanted me to actually get a little purified so that I can meditate on this topic for days beforehand, so that I would do justice to it, whatever my little capability and qualification is. And I'm especially embarrassed to be sitting in front of Sri Prahlad Prabhu, who is one of our gurus and one of our teachers. Like from a very young age, he's been speaking Bhagavad Katha and Radharani Katha, and Swamis sit in his classes. So I beg you to bless me, Sri Prahlad Prabhu, so that I can, and your good wife, Sri Gandharva Devi, so that I can speak some words that are pleasing to the hearts of Radha Murlidhar and inspiring and pleasing to all of your hearts. Yeah, deal?
Whatever you say will please them.
Hare Krishna. All right. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Nagayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshanivadi Paschatadeshanane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. That's unbelievable. All right, what are we going to talk about today? So today is the appearance day of Srimati Radharani, and we'll hear about the following. Who is Sri Krishna? Who is Sri Radha? And some of Sri Radha's qualities. I was listening to several lectures by Srila Prabhupada delivered on Radhastami Day, Montreal, London, and at the installation of Radha Londoneshwara. And the topic said Radhastami lecture 1968, for example, in Montreal, or 1970, I think, in London. And I heard like 30, 35 minutes of the lecture. I was like wondering, did the people who recorded this lecture put the wrong title on it? Because the first 35 minutes Prabhupada spent talking about how great Krishna is. And I'm like thinking, wait, this is a Radhastami lecture. Maybe it's a Janmashtami lecture that got juxtaposed onto this one. And then the last 5 or 10 minutes he says, but Krishna is so great, and he's attracted only by Srimati Radharani, or mainly by Srimati Radharani. No one can satisfy him like she can, and therefore we worship Srimati Radharani. And I said, okay, I get it. That should be the standard of how we speak about Radhastami, in the same, following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. So, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Says who? Say I? No. Say scriptures. So in Bhagavad Gita, and you can chant along with me if you would like. That's why I like showing PowerPoint, so some people are not as fluent in Sanskrit, so they can follow along. Aham sarvasya prabho mattah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam mudabhava samavita. Krishna says, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. chapter, 12th verse. This is Arjuna speaking. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma Param Bhava Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Devyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Arjuna said, you, Krishna, are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. So I want to talk about material pleasure, the pursuit of transcendence. Let's see a show of hands. How many people here are actually in pursuit of unhappiness? Now, come on. Yeah? No one, right? We are all trying to pursue happiness. But we try to pursue pleasure in this world, of this world. And admittedly, there are pleasures in this world. They're temporary, they're flickering, and they bring nothing but grief afterwards, right? So we see Arjuna is saying Krishna is Param Brahma, or the origin of Brahman, transcendence, right? Bhagavatam tells us that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can be understood in three features: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, right? So Brahman is transcendence or the effulgence of Krishna's body. Paramatma is the super soul within every living entity's part, and Bhagavan is the supreme person from whom everything originates, right? He's standing there on the altar, Muralidhar and Sri Gaurachandra. When we read history, it's full of great souls who have rejected the pleasures of the world to try and seek that Brahman pleasure, that pleasure of the transcendent. Right? We hear so many stories from Bhagavatam, from other places, right? In every tradition, like not just in the Krishna tradition or the Vedic tradition, but in every tradition, there are great souls who leave behind everything of the world because they want to experience a pleasure and a happiness that is higher than what this world can provide. Yeah? So every living being wants to enjoy happiness. Where does this enjoyment spirit come from? This enjoyment spirit comes from Param Brahma, the origin of all transcendence, that is Shri Krishna. Now, is it reasonable to think that when the Param Brahma, that is Lord Krishna, wants to enjoy, that he will want to enjoy in the material plane? Or that his enjoyment is on the material plane? Does that sound reasonable? When thousands and millions of people across history, great souls, have given up material pleasures to try and seek out Brahman, the source of Brahman, Shri Krishna. Is it reasonable that Krishna's enjoyment is rooted in material objects or material enjoyment? It's absolutely not reasonable. He's the reservoir of all pleasure. It's described that he is Atmaram, that is self-satisfied, right? Now, most of us, I definitely know I'm not self-satisfied. When I sit by myself after a couple of minutes, if Sri Radhika has taken away my phone, for example, I'm like super restless, and I'm like wondering, wait, what do I do? Oh, I could always chant Hare Krishna, right? So that's some level of pleasure. But Krishna is actually Atmaram, or self-satisfied. He does not need anyone else to be happy. He's happy in himself. That's the nature of Shri Krishna. And yet, Krishna expands himself. And he expands himself. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, 4th chapter, extensively describes Radha and Krishna Tattva. We can chant along, the words are up here. Radha Krishna Iche Saha Eka Iswarupa Nila Rasa Aswaditya Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. So we'll come back to this theme. Does Krishna stop here with his expansions? He expands himself another way. Who is on the left? Like Shyam Sundar, Krishna. And on the right, Balaram. Yeah? Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 5 says, these two, Krishna and Balaram, are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. Lord Balaram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. The purpose of these two original expansions is different. But before I go there, I wanted to talk about what does it mean when Krishna expands. So, to our brains, because we are conditioned by time, right? If, for example, someone says, say Jimmy says that, I'm here today, but yesterday I was somewhere else, right? So you can immediately see there is a today and there is a yesterday, right? And yesterday was different. So by looking at these expansions, the two pictures we saw, Radharani and Balaramji, you might think that there was once a time when Krishna was alone and there was no one else, right? But in the spiritual world, there is no time. So there is no concept of past, present, and future. The spiritual world is described as being completely eternal. And eternity means that there never was a time when Krishna and Radharani were not together and separate. And there never was a time when Krishna and Balaram were not together and separate. And yet, we see that Krishna expands. Because we need a reference point in this world, and the Acharyas describe that yes, Krishna expanded into Radharani, Krishna expanded into Lord Balaram. But the purpose of these two expansions is different. Anyone want to venture a guess? Krishna expanding into Radharani, what is the purpose? We talked about it in the previous verse. Anyone? I hope I'm not putting people to sleep.
Experience love, experience the below.
Experience love, experience mellow, perfect. Exchanging loving pastimes, right? So yes, Krishna is self-satisfied, and yet to enjoy a greater level of satisfaction in pastimes, he expands into Srimati Radharani. And then Radharani is described, expands into countless other forms to provide Krishna a variety of enjoyment. Because say you love pizza, for example, and if we feed you pizza every single meal, every single day, would you like it as much? You pretty much get fed up on the second or third day. Like by the time the fourth time, Siddharth is nodding that maybe not. Yeah, but trust me, if you have it 5 times in a row, the 6th time you'll be like, nah, give me something else, give me the dal and rice or something, right? And so variety is the mother of enjoyment. And for that purpose, all these expansions take place. So exchanging loving pastimes is the reason why Krishna expands into Radha. And then what is the purpose of Krishna expanding into Baladev or Lord Balaram?
Set the stage for the Leela. The stage for the performance of Leela.
Set, very nicely said, set the stage for the pastimes or the Leela, right? It can be summarized as facilitating those pastimes, right? So Lord Balaram in turn expands into many, many forms, and we don't have the time to go into that here today. But he expands as the dham, he expands as the paraphernalia that Krishna uses, he expands into different forms of Vishnu Tattva or Godhead, all of whom are simultaneously different, but they are not different in the sense they're all God, but they are one God expanded into many forms. And Krishna, as the original enjoyer, never leaves Vrindavan. Balaramji does that. Balaram doesn't leave either. Balaram expands into other forms to go into Vaikuntha planets, and then expands into the Chaturvyuha, and then expands into Narayan. And one of the expansions of Narayan is Mahavishnu, from whom all these universes come, millions and trillions and billions of universes come, right? And in these universes, there are countless trillions of living entities. We've all originated from that same Balaram as a spark, right? But the origin is Krishna, right? And the purpose of this is to expand Krishna's enjoyment, to set the stage, as Prabhu nicely said, for the pastimes between Radha and Krishna and between other living entities and Krishna. So far, so good? Yeah? Wonderful. Approaching the Supreme Lord. Srila Jiva Goswami, one of the great teachers in our lineage, he writes only devotional service or bhakti can lead one to the personality of Godhead. Only devotional service can help a devotee meet the Supreme Lord face to face. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is attracted by devotional service, by bhakti. What is the particular attraction that makes the Supreme Lord enthusiastic to accept devotional service? And what is the nature of such service? The Vedic scriptures inform us that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, is self-sufficient, and that Maya or nations, ignorance, can never influence him at all. Therefore, the potency that overcomes the Supreme must be purely spiritual. Nothing else can overcome the Supreme. Krishna cannot be approached by anything else other than devotional service. And this is now a purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, in CC, Adilila 4.60. This is confirmed by Sri Krishna himself. So we know that Krishna is a reservoir of all pleasure, is self-satisfied, Atmaram, is all attractive. And yet, Krishna himself derives pleasure from the service that is rendered by his devotees. And he confirms this himself when he's speaking to his dear friend and devotee, Uddhava. This is Krishna speaking. The attraction I feel for devotional service, bhakti, rendered by my devotees, is not to be equaled by the performance of yoga, pursuit of speculative knowledge, ritualistic sacrifices, studying of Vedanta, severe austerities, or giving up of everything in charity. This is from Bhagavatam 11th canto, 12th chapter, 1st verse. So now we come to Sri Radha. We talk about how Krishna is only attracted by devotional service. Jai Krishna Radha Gurushan Sri Radha is the embodiment of pure devotional service. She is Krishna's own expansion and is described that just like you cannot separate heat, which is the energy, from the fire, which is the energetic or the source, you cannot separate Radha from Krishna, and yet they are different so we can enjoy pastimes with each other. She is the transformation of Sri Krishna's love. Radharani is his internal energy called Ladini. That Ladini energy gives Krishna pleasure and nourishes his devotees. The essence of the Ladini potency is love of God. The essence of love of God is emotional. Like you can't feel love for God and not have emotion in your heart, right? Love. And the ultimate development of emotion is Mahabhava, right? The greatest of bliss or love, the emotion of love. Sri Radha Thakurani is the embodiment of Mahabhava. She is the repository of all good qualities, and she is the crest jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, and there are other scriptures that describe, but I focus mainly on what Prabhupada has written and specifically Chaitanya Charitamrita. That Radharani is the origin of all of Sri Krishna's consorts, all the Lakshmis, all the queens of Dwarka, everyone comes from Radharani. In fact, in the material world, we worship Durga sometimes, yeah? People worship Durga. Durga is the embodiment in the material world of Radharani in the spiritual world, right? And Durga herself is a great devotee. She's the controller of the material universe. No one can defeat Durga Devi. And her job is to remind us, through one way or another, that our happiness does not lie in being in this world or trying to pursue pleasures in this world. And for that purpose, her service is to remind us with her Trishula, the trident, and those trident, those are the threefold miseries of the material world. I was listening to a class the other day by Gauranga Prabhu, and he said something that struck me. We all have thought, like, why is there so much pain in the world, right? And like sometimes the question, sometimes it happens to us, especially as we get older, things start to ache and pain and fall apart or whatever. And an example of he gave an example of if he did not feel pain and he stuck his hand inside a burning fire, he would actually be destroyed, right? Because if he didn't feel that pain, he would just keep his hand there. He might try doing stuff, pick up coals with his hand or whatever, right? And then eventually his body would be burned to death, right? So the purpose of pain is to remind us not to go there, right? And the purpose of pain in this material world is to remind us we are designed in such a way that our only source and hope of happiness is to be on the spiritual plane to serve Krishna and his devotees. And that's why Durga Devi, who's an expansion of Radharani's expansions, that's her service in this world. Oops. Radharani's worship or aradhana consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. And Radha is Param Devata. Param means the topmost. Devata, the supreme goddess. And she is worshipable for everyone. She's the protectress of all. And she's the mother of the entire universe. I'm going to come to a very esoteric point on the next page. We talked about how she's the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Lord Krishna enchants the world. He's known as Madan Mohan, right? One who can even enchant Cupid, who enchants the whole world, right? So Krishna enchants the whole world, but Radharani enchants even Krishna. And therefore she is the supreme goddess of all. She's known as Madan Mohan Mohini, one who attracts even Madan Mohan. Sri Radha is the full power and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different as evidenced by the revealed scriptures. And I gave an example previously of fire, which is the source, and heat, which is the energy. So Krishna is the source, Radharani is the energy, right? You can't separate fire from heat. You cannot separate sunshine from the sun, right? The source is the sun globe. That's where all the sun rays come from. But if you say, well, I don't care for the sun globe, I'm just going to gather all these sun rays and gather them in a basket and they're going to warm me on a cold New York winter night, right? Is that possible? It's impossible. And yet, so they're not different from one another in one sense, and yet they're different. Because the sun rays, the individual sun rays, they're not equal to the sun, right? So similarly, Radha and Krishna, they are one, but they're also eternally different. They're indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and its heat are non-different. And this last point, it's so critical and so relevant for all of us. Radha is the medium transmitting the living entity's service to Shri Krishna. Devotees in Vrindavan therefore seek the mercy of Srimati Radharani in order to be recognized as loving servitors of Shri Krishna. And here's where I'm going to mention an esoteric point. One of our acharyas, the guru of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, he said that for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, devotees in this tradition, our worshipable deity is Radharani. We are actually the servants of Radharani's servants. We just worship Krishna because she loves him. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, yeah? But the mood of the acharyas, the mood of this tradition is that, yes, Krishna is God, but Radharani is our worshipable deity. And why is that? So, people frequently in today's world, I know gender identity is a big topic, especially patriarchal societies are looked down upon, right? Male, why are males dominating, and so on. People who feel like that would be very happy with this statement that I just shared by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. That in our tradition, Radharani is the actual supreme deity that we worship. And the two, Radha and Krishna, are not different from each other. And it answers the question, is God male or female? Right? And the answer is yes. He's both. He's male and female. But they are two different personalities, but it's the same one source or the same one tattva. Yeah? So far, so good?
Yes.
Yeah? point. So I'm building up to something because right after this is going to be, some more jokes from Yadna Prabhu, and then Radha Bhakti is going to be her suave self, and then we're going to have a very special event which I'm not going to disclose what it is, and then disclose it. Right? So we're building up to that. So when we actually approach that event after this talk is over, we will be in the right mood to offer our love and our worship to Srimati Radharani. We'll talk about qualities of Sri Radha, and maybe for a couple of minutes I'll briefly talk about her appearance. Right? In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna's Karagal Goswami says, Ananta Guna Sri Radhikara Panchisha Pradhanam. Panchisha is 25. Ye Gunera Varsha Hoye Krishna Bhagavan. Srimati Radharani has unlimited transcendental qualities, of which 25 are principal. Sri Krishna is controlled by these transcendental qualities of Srimati Radharani. This is from Madhurya and Chaitanya. So I'm not going to go through 25 qualities, I just have one slide on this. Madhura, that's the first quality. Sweetness. When you come and see Radha Muralidhar, of course Muralidhar is the sweetest, but then you see Radharani, and then you realize, wow, look at her sweetness. And the Acharyas tell us that Radharani's beauty manifests solely for Krishna's pleasure, and for the living entities, for everyone else, that's us, it manifests as grace, as mercy. So her beauty is meant to be enjoyed by Sri Krishna. And yet, that beauty has so much sweetness and grace that when we come before Radharani, our immediate mood is, oh my God, she's so sweet. Please, let me pray to her and ask for her benedictions. Yeah? She is quality number 7, Sangeeta Prasara Abhigya. She's an expert singer. So we have wonderful kirtaniyas. Kishore Chandra was singing before, and Mayuri, Gandharvika, and then Sri Prahlad, right? The origin of all these skills, they come from Radharani. Ramya Vak, she's a charming speaker. She's in fact the most charming speaker. Karuna Purnam, she's full of compassion. And this is a quality that devotees really relish and worship in Srimati Radharani. She's described as the most compassionate. And the 24th quality, Krishna Priya Avari Mukhya. She's the foremost of those who are dear to Shri Krishna. In one sense, Krishna is dear to everyone and everyone is dear to Krishna. But of all the people who are dear to Krishna, which is everyone, Radharani is the most dear to him. And the final quality, Ashrava Keshava. She always keeps Krishna under her control. Why? Because of the pure, unparalleled love. The Acharyas described that the love between Radha and Krishna is not on the platform of lust. Lust is defined as anything that is done to satisfy our senses. Love is described as anything done to satisfy Sri Krishna's senses. And now, you might think, so Radharani is described as exclusively focused on satisfying Krishna's desires. And Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has unlimited desires. So her service to him is unlimited. So you might think that, how is it even possible for me to not think of my own happiness or my own desires and just focus on Sri Krishna's desires? Sure, when I'm chanting japa, I can focus on Sri Krishna's desires. When I'm chanting kirtan or I'm doing some service, like these pujaris, they're offering, some bhoga to the deities, right? I can focus on Krishna's desires, but surely, will it time for my desires? No? Yeah? Yeah, sounds reasonable? Well, that's why we are here to listen to the word, right? We are designed just as, for example, this lightning conductor, or connector rather, this lightning connector is only designed to fit into iPhones 14 or older, right? Or devices which can accommodate this, right? You can't put it into an Android phone's, charging port. You can't put it into an Android phone's charging port. You can only put it into certain devices. Similarly, we are all designed simply to satisfy Sri Krishna. And when we realize that and we try to take steps to go on that journey, it's very daunting. Like, I know I'm very daunted when I think of like, oh my God, only Krishna's desires, but I have so many desires of my own, right? And the Acharyas tell us that there is a regulated process for actually approaching on this path. Like if you're climbing Mount Everest, for example, right? You don't just zip up Mount Everest, right? There are so many steps and so many protocols to follow before you do it. It actually takes 2 months to climb Mount Everest from 17,600 feet, which is where the base camp is, all the way up to 29,000 feet. And so there's a process, and you follow that process, the Acharyas tell us. You follow it under some regulative principles, and you follow it under the guidance of a guru or a teacher, right? And we will advance on that path. So there is no need to feel daunted that it's beyond me and then just give it up. Because if we give it up, we are subject to the pluses and minuses, the ups and downs of the material world. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're unhappy. Sometimes we get kicked in the butt, sometimes we're the ones kicking others in the butt. Right? And we're getting reactions constantly for that. That's no way to live. Right? So we want to be eternally happy. And the way to be eternally happy is to do devotional service and follow in the footsteps of those who are serving Radharani's servants. And in this tradition, all the gurus, they come in that tradition, they follow in those footsteps, and we follow them. And it's an unbroken chain that goes all the way back to Radharani. And Prabhupada describes it so nicely. He said, when we offer a flower to Krishna, we don't go offer it directly to Krishna. We give it to Radharani. Actually, we give it to the pujari. Because we are, the pujaris, they have certain protocols about being on the altar. So the pujaris are following those protocols. So we give it to the pujari, and the pujari places that flower in the hands of Srimati Radharani. Right? And then Radha, this is Prabhupada telling us, Radha turns to Krishna and says, look, Krishna, there's this wonderful devotee who came up, Gopal Krishna Prabhu. Look at how, what a wonderful soul he is. He's coming, he wants to offer you a flower. Can you please accept it and accept him? And then Krishna, because he loves Radharani more than anyone else, anyone recommended by Radharani, they've got an inside pass, right? They've got a back pass to the back of the theater, right? They don't have to stand in line and then get turned away, right? And so our approach is by offering, even when we are doing, like, we may not place directly, like we bring flowers, say, for example, and you put it here, we can offer in our heart, like, Radharani, please accept it to you, wonderful Krishna. And then that pleases Krishna very much. And our life is a success because she is full of karuna, she's full of compassion. And her grace will transform our lives and enable us to approach Shri Krishna properly. Yeah, sounds good? What I just said has a bearing to what's going to happen after this, hold that thought in your mind. So, Prabhupada also said, I think this was in the London talk, actually it was in the talk when Radha Ishvara were installed, so not a Radhastami talk. He started talking about when we come before the deities, he said we should, it's no cheap thing, he said, to, be Krishna's devotee. And you can hear the emotion in his voice if you hear that lecture. So it's no cheap thing. And he said, when we come, we should just pray, Radharani, Krishna, please just accept me. Please accept this little offering that I'm giving you. Because what can we offer someone who is the origin of everything? Right? But yet, just like when we worship Mother Ganga, the river Ganga, we take a palm full of her water and we offer it back to Ganga. Do you think she needs that palm full of water? She doesn't. We do it for our purification and for our upliftment. So similarly, we offer to the deities and we say, Krishna, please accept me. Radharani, please take me before Krishna and help purify me so that I can eternally be happy, I can eternally serve the two of you and your devotees. Yeah, so that's the end of the slides that I have here. I just briefly wanted to talk about her appearance. So, obviously, when she appears in the material world, her birth, so-called birth, is not like ours, right? She's not, forced to come here. She comes here because Krishna wanted her to come, and she didn't really want to come. And she said, well, if all our friends and, Govardhan and Yamuna River, they all come, then I will come. And Krishna's like, I'm already sitting in my head, so let's go. And so Krishna appeared, and then Radharani appears soon after, and this most beautiful baby. And I've heard 2 different versions from the acharyas of, the appearance, because every day in a day of Brahma, which is 322 billion years, once in every day of Brahma, Krishna appears and then Radharani appears with him. And so sometimes the details can be different. But she appeared to Maharaj Vrishabhanu and his wife Kirtila, and she was floating on a lotus leaf. And they didn't have children, they really wanted children. And she was on a lotus leaf, and they took her home, and she was the most beautiful child anyone had ever seen. But then they got her home, and they realized they were very sad because she wouldn't open her eyes. She wouldn't utter any sounds. When they spoke to her, she wouldn't respond. Like, babies normally respond, right? She wouldn't do so. They were thinking, is she like blind? Is she deaf? Is she dumb? She cannot speak. And so they were thrilled to have this beautiful child as their daughter. But they were very sad. And then Narada Muni, the transcendental, sage, appeared because he knew that Krishna had appeared and Radharani had appeared. And he asked to see the baby girl. And they were like very thrilled that, oh, maybe by the blessings of a great sadhu, maybe some improvement can happen in her condition. So he asked to be left alone. And they gave him the baby girl. And as soon as, he picked her up, he felt a thrill because he knew who this transcendental personality is. And she immediately, it's described, she manifested her effulgent form as Radharani, not baby form, but fully blossomed form. And he lay flat on the ground and offered prayers to her. And she said, don't tell anyone because I'm not ready yet, my pastimes haven't begun. And he knew what would be needed to start those pastimes. And so Vrishabhanu Maharaj and Kirtila, when Narada Muni, they were like, what is he doing inside? Because they could hear some prayers and stuff, and they were like mystified, like, who is he praying to? And then they opened the door, and he had to like comport himself because he was in great ecstasy praying, but he had to like pretend nothing had happened. And so they said like, she's deaf, dumb, blind, can something be done? He says, yeah. Your dear friends Nanda and Yashoda over, in the other village, they just had a baby boy, Krishna. Why don't you invite all 3 of them and Balaram to come and visit, social visit, and then everything will be okay. And so they came, and, the elders were talking, and you know how it is, kids, right? The parents get together and they're excited to talk to each other about, adult things for a change instead of like little people's things, right? And so, Krishna was left alone, and it's described that he crawled up to the crib in which Radharani was lying, and he put himself up, and he looked inside and touched her. He touched her eyes, and Radharani knew that her Krishna had come, and she immediately opened her eyes, and then started, uttering sounds of delight, gurgling, because she was a baby at that time. And the parents were so thrilled that she had appeared. And so there are many more pastimes. We obviously don't have time, we're out of time, and I'm going to stop here. But, lotus leaf, remember that. And then also remember what Prabhupada said, when we come before the deities, we offer a flower to the pujari and we pray to Radharani and to Krishna. Please, Radharani, offer this flower on my behalf to Krishna and please accept me. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ishwar Dhalam Prabhu. That wonderful class revealing really the mechanics of who Srimati Radharani is and the important role that she plays in all of our lives. Wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much. We're going to get to the lotus flower offering, but not before a couple trivia questions. So now Ishwar Prabhu revealed a couple of the things that we're going to ask you about. So let's see if you retain anything. How many transcendental qualities does Srimati Radharani have? Unlimited, correct. How many are principal? 25. Very good. Very good. And now, can you name 3 of them? 3 of the qualities.
Keeps Krishna under his control.
Sweetness.
Keeps Krishna under control.
Keeps Krishna under her control. Coming in the back. Compassion. Do you have another one? Yes. She's twice as full of compassion as everybody else. Very good.
All right, another one. So this was also covered in Yashoda Dalapu's amazing class. The root name for Srimati Radharani is Aradhana. What does that mean? Worship. Yeah. More specifically, as in regards to her. Say somebody said something. Srimati.
Yeah, so she worships Krishna the best.
Right. She worships Krishna the best.
Right. And what are the names of Srimati Radharani's parents? I don't think he showed a name then. He did refer to them. Vishvanu? Kirtida. Yes. Yes. Okay. And?
And last question, we mentioned this as well. Srimati Radharani appeared on a river. What was she floating on? A lotus. Right. And what were some of the qualities of that lotus? 1,000 petals. What color was it? Golden. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. So now for the offering of the lotuses. It's a beautiful ceremony. So I'm going to have you ask you to line up against the wall over here. And to come up, there'll be someone with Achman cups. There's a little bit of water. We'll place it in your right hand, just to clean your hand. And then they will give you a lotus, right? Okay. They'll give you a lotus. And you can bring the lotus over to this beautiful pool that they've created. It really is lovely. And place the lotus flower. You can offer to Radharani there and place it in the pool. Then, after you've done so, please exit the same way you came in. You can go back. All right? Anything else you need to cover?
We're first going to have Arati. Arati first? Okay. So,
Okay. We'll have Arati first. Our Kirtan Kolata will offer the Arati. So we'll remain seated during that time. So you hear the conch flow, then the Arati will start. You hear the conch flow a second time, then the Arati is done. Then we can all come forward. Well, we can already line up, but we want to block the vision of the deities. So when you come up, offering your lotus is also a way for all of us to kind of come close to the deities. Shishirada Murda, Gaurachanda, and really take darshan. Present yourself for the deities. Darshan means seeing, and it is twofold. You are seeing Krishna and Radharani, and they see you. They see you, so you can offer yourself as they are seeing you. Make yourself your offering, and with that mood, offer the lotus to them as they're sitting in the pool. Let's go to next. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
going to sing Radhastami. This is kind of the KK songs. Radhe Jaya Jaya Radhastami. Radhe Jaya Jaya Sana